I think gameplay in Tanki has gotten so absurdly bad that I barely play the game for fun anymore. Now, just because the gameplay loop is pretty bad in Tanki Online currently doesn't mean the game in general isn't fun. It's just that there's certain aspects of gameplay now in Tanki Online that just makes the game so darn obnoxious to play a lot of the time. Now, there are still fun battles that you can get every once in a while, but on average, most of your games are going to be pretty darn similar with these different things that you're noticing. Like this guy, he has an insane amount of health, he has a whole augment, and he just does incredible damage to me. Now, I'd say there's really kind of just one main reason that the Tanki Online gameplay loop has gotten this bad, and that's augments. Gone are the days of being able to select a random combo and hop into a game. If you do not have a good augment for the turret you're using, you might as well just play pro battles and earn 0 progress in missions, because you will not be winning one-on-one fights. It is very, very difficult to do well in Tanki nowadays without an insanely overpowered augment. And if you don't have an overpowered augment, you're gonna have to power creep and find out what the best augment you have is. And that's kind of hard for a lot of people because there are so many augments in the game, and most people will probably have around 50, maybe 100 augments. That is a lot of work to find out which augment you should be using. So most people will resort to the newest augment, which is why Tanki kind of makes every single new augment exotic, because rather than having to look at the patch notes, figure out which augment is best that week, you might as well just get the brand new augment that's super overpowered and use that for a week or two until the next augment comes out. And that's kind of that gameplay loop we're getting to. Having a brand new augment that's overpowered, you use that augment, then they nerf other augments, keep balancing augments. It's just augment, buff, and nerf over and over and over. Oh, this guy one taps me. Like, what augment is that guy using? That's just stupid. The only way I can ever kill that dude is if I switch to protection against Gauss, because he has just an overpowered augment. I miss when augments were just a slight alteration to the turret, meaning it's not going to make or break the turret. It's not going to absolutely change how the turret works. It's just going to give it a slight buff. And I hope that's what we're getting for augments in Tanki Classic, rather than them adding super overpowered augments, which again, I don't think they'll do, but that would be awful. Not to mention, all these super overpowered augments have turned many of the players in the game into campers. Like, we're looking at this game, there's about like 6 people on each team, and right here you have 4 people on their team hiding. Because why the heck are they going to come out of their base when they're going to get shot at by 100 people who have the most overpowered augments in the game? And then I get punished because I'm trying to attack them hiding behind objects, and there's nothing I can do because they're camping. Now, personally for me, the gameplay loop has just gotten so bad. I don't think it would be that bad if we could play pro battles, because then you could select what you actually want. Dude, why is Gauss so good right now? 3 people are using Gauss on their team. But yeah, you could actually select what battles you want, no augments in games, but unfortunately pro battles are pretty useless. You can't earn mission progress, you can't earn stars, and that's mainly the only reason you play nowadays, because the game's become so dependent on earning stars to finish missions. So again, I'm hoping Tanki Classic doesn't have this issue where pro battles are useless. I mean, pro battles are the only thing they'll have in the game. I don't think they'll really bring a matchmaking. Tanki did say they'd add a 2 battle button at the top of the pro battle list, like how matchmaking originally was when that first came out. Basically, you have the pro battle list there on your screen, and there's a 2 battle button where you can join a random pro battle. But I mean, I make videos on augments multiple times a week, and I really can't tell you what augment is the best in the game right now, because Tanki nerfs augments and buffs augments every single week that it's so hard to keep up with it. So you end up just looking, hey, what's the newest augment in the game? That's for sure going to be the best augment. So I don't even know. On Ricochet, what augment should I use? Like, you obviously have the ones that have been really good for a long time, but it's not the best augment. Not to mention, if you don't keep up opening containers, you're not going to have the best augments in the game. If I had to guess the best augment, I might go like Hydra or Tandem with Striker. Like, I don't even know anymore, because I don't go back to visit the augments that get nerfed. So at one point, yeah, they were the best in the game, and then you go back and use it now, and it's just awful. Oh great, the one time I decide to use Freeze, I get the biggest map in the game. Oh nice, there's a guy camping. He has a really overpowered augment. That's literally all this game is. What overpowered augment do you have? Is it better than the enemies? And then you'll win. So basically, whoever has the best augment in the game wins. It's no longer how good are you at the game, can you outmaneuver this enemy player? It's literally just turned into how good is your augment. And then now with Tanki adding the most overpowered augments every single update, because they have to, because players will buy those containers to get the new augment if it's good, it's so hard to keep up with that power creep augment power creep that's going on in the game, where you constantly have to be getting the new augments in order to keep up in the game. You can't just level up, spend your crystals, get better equipment, and be able to keep up with the players. You now have to make sure you have the best augment in the game, which if you're not playing all the time, it's pretty darn difficult to get containers, meaning you're not going to be having those best augments. So you're going to have to power creep the augments you already have, even though they've been nerfed. You'll have to check up on updates all the time. And the gameplay loop is just turned into which augment is the most powerful this week, which I'm definitely tired of. And that's one of the main reasons I'm looking forward to Tanki Classic the most. Okay, nice long range map. 3, 4, 5, 6 guys just sitting there. Nothing I can do. At least this guy came after me. I can actually kill a guy if he rushes me, because rushing in this game is just stupid. In current Tanki, being an offensive player is not advantageous anymore. Back when the game first came out and you could actually be a pretty aggressive player, that was fun. I mean, if you were an aggressive player in original Tanki and you were able to take over their base, you could rack up score. But now with spawn protection and super overpowered augments, if you're an aggressive player, you're gonna die pretty fast. You can get 1 or 2 kills, but you're not gonna be able to take over their base for multiple minutes like it was in Tanki, or original Tanki. I keep saying Tanki Classic even though that's not technically a real game yet. I'm just looking forward to it. The gameplay loop in normal Tanki has gotten so repetitive and boring. I'm just so tired of it. I mean, if you like switching augments every week to the best one that week, I guess that can be fun. But when you're just looking to hop in the game, have a fun experience just playing in general, not having to check your augments every single week, it can get pretty darn obnoxious. I honestly wish I could just log into the game every week when I wanted to play, select a random combo and hop into a game. But now I have to select the combo, check my augments on the actual combo, and then I can hop into a game. It's no longer just finding a combo and having fun in a game. You have to make sure you have an augment, and on top of that, you have to make sure the augment is actually good, because you don't know if Tanki nerfed it the week prior. So that's basically the gameplay loop I'm talking about, which has become very, very repetitive and annoying in Tanki, which is why I'm getting bored of it. And I really wanted to hear what y'all think about this. And as long as we don't get anything close to this in Tanki Classic, I think it'll be fun. As long as we go back to actually having good combos rather than good combos with good augments, I think Tanki Classic will be fun. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down below. I just wanted to state my opinion on it because I thought it was something that was the main reason I'm not playing much Tanki anymore recently, or at least in the last month or two. But yeah, don't forget to use code Taspens. I'll see you in a future video. Peace out, everybody.